Hello, my little crafty monsters. How is everybody doing today? I hope everybody is fabulous. So, in today's fabulous tutorial, we are going to be making some altered shabby chic decorative eggs, I guess. You could either swap these with your little swapping buddies, or you can make them as decor for your home. In this case, we're going to be making them for decor in our home. So, we went to the Hobby Lobbies. And at the Hobby Lobbies, we purchased this little package of Styrofoam huevitos. These are huevitos. And, alright, I don't want you guys to think like, okay, well, Jesse's really doesn't know how to speak Spanish, but he tries. No, honey, they're huevos. And so, I do know how to speak Spanish. I just try to be funny and I pronounce it wrong. But anyway, so we went to go purchase these little eggs from the Hobby Lobbies, and we came home and we altered them to make them a little shabby chic. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? These are the little bad boys. These are the craft ones. These are the little script ones with the little silver accents. The two top ones are just playing with the roses, and the ones in front have the little rabbits. Now, in the video, you guys are going to notice that I do not film myself placing these little rabbits. But I will tell you this. So, this happened until after. I was talking with my girls, Candy and April, and we were chatting, all three of us, and I tell them, I go, girls, I go, what do you think, with or without the rabbit? And I showed them because I had glued one, and they both were like, no, with the rabbit one and without the rabbit, like, you know, so altered. So I go, okay, so I'll do one script rabbit and one craft rabbit, and the other two I'll just leave them plain. So I didn't film that part, but that happened until after the video, after it was all filmed, so that's why we didn't film myself putting the little rabbits. But these are the little bad boys. They're little erasers, and I purchased these at the Dollar Tree. So at the Dollar Tree, you will find these little bad boys on here, and as you can see, we're missing two of them because they are on our huevitos. And so, like I said, I just cut those little bad boys, and then I just added them onto my little huevos. How cute did those come out? Right? So, I know you guys want to get down and dirty now, boo-boo. So, without wasting any more time, let's get down and dirty with the crafting, and I will see you in a bit. Hola, hola, my little crafty monsters. So, these are the Styrofoam little huevitos that we purchased at the Hobby Lobbies. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut down the border of these little pages, and we're just going to use the word part of these little bad boys, so you don't have to really worry about getting any of those borders, and you know, you'll have like a blank space on your little huevitos, on your eggs. So right here I'm just cutting them into little pieces. I already had a stack. I think I'm overdoing this because I'm doing a lot of little pieces of paper, but you know, if you guys don't have these kind of pages offhand, you could go ahead and stamp. Like if you have a scripture stamp, you could stamp that on some paper. Just make sure that it's like a copy paper, a thin paper, not thick. That would work a lot better here. And so we are going to use some Mod Podge. And I'm going to go ahead and just use that to put these little pieces of paper. It's really easy, guys. Now, the problem with this here, though, is that the shape of the egg and then the moisture of the Mod Podge just makes it a little hard to hold, but it is doable, as you will see right here. However, this is that one moment where, you know, I'm crafting, and okay, guys, just so you guys know how crazy Jesse's mind is, I'm crafting and I'm doing this. I can't believe I'm telling you guys. But anyway, so I'm crafting here and I'm like struggling because some of these little papers are moving and I'm like, oh my God, please stay still. And I'm like, I'm filming. Why aren't you cooperating with me? And then I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, these are the one moments where you think, why is it that I have extra of some stuff and not enough of another? In other words, like, I have a lot of little love handles that I don't need, but why don't I have an extra hand? Like I could definitely use an extra hand, like I don't know. So this is that one moment where you really could use a third hand so that you could go ahead and help yourself because it is a little bit difficult to hold these. However, like I said, it is doable because I did end up doing it. It's just that these papers kind of like move and it's just so slippery. But these I really think that if I were to have bought smaller eggs than this, I think that it might have been a lot harder to do this project. So I think these were the perfect size. However, I will tell you right now that these would not fit in your little egg cartons because these are a little oversized than a regular large egg. But then again, these are for decor, so that's why. And so right here, we're almost done. And I'm just going and saturating the little paper. And then once I know that all of the paper is already kind of saturated with the Mod Podge, I just brush it with my brush so that it kind of smooths as much as possible. And then I laid it on that nonstick rubber mat because I knew that once it dried, that I would be able to just remove it without any problem. And so we're just going to go ahead and repeat that with this little bad boy here. And then we are also going to do some craft color little eggs because I wanted to do both little styles. I wanted to do the little script kind of look, and then I wanted to do the craft color. So right here, you guys could really definitely get creative and do different color eggs. You could do maybe some like rainbow ones with like lavender and pinks and creams and stuff like that. Kind of Easter colors, or you could even kind of do, I don't know, maybe like an Easter egg design on them, like the original Easter egg designs. But I mean, the possibilities are really endless. Like I said, boo boos, the possibilities are endless. So, like I said, I only wanted to stick with the two little styles because I really felt that I just wanted to stay with that little shabby chic. I feel that if I'm going to add any color onto these little bad boys, it's basically going to be with the flowers and basically with anything else of the decor. But the eggs themselves, I want them to be pretty neutral. And that is why also we're going to go ahead and tie some regular twine, but the natural looking twine, the brown twine, for just a little accent to this. And we're going to use that to make kind of like a little bow. So we are done with the little paper ones. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and tear a little bit of this brown paper that I have. And I know that this is probably a little darker than your normal craft color paper, but I felt that I wanted it this color. And then not only that, but this paper was super thin. It was, I would say, like, the regular sandwich bags that, the old school brown paper bag sandwich bags, those are really thin. So this paper was kind of that thin. And I really thought that it would work a little bit better because if you think about it, when, us Mexicanos, we do piñatas and stuff like that, we usually use like tissue paper. And so tissue paper is really easy to work with once you're using, the paper mache. But in this case, this thin paper didn't really cooperate as great. The book page did a lot better than this one. But for the most part, I still went with it and we still struggled and we still applied all these little papers on here and it worked. And then at the end result, I actually really like how it looked. It gave it that natural brown kind of egg, just a different egg. And then I think for the next little batch of eggs that I'm going to do, I want to make them to look like either some quail design eggs, you know how they're spotted and stuff like that. I want to do something like that. And I'll go ahead and show you guys how we are going to do that because we definitely have, some eggs left over. But I will do all of the paper mache part first, and then I'll just show you guys how to decorate it. We'll skip all of this part since you guys are already seeing this right here. Anywho, so go ahead and just continue doing as many eggs as you're going to make. And like I said, use whatever color paper you want. Also, too, just another little tip, make sure that you use thin paper and not, the regular cardstock that you guys are used to seeing me use for like the greeting cards and stuff like that. You definitely do not want to use cardstock that thick. You want to use a paper that's a lot thinner. So go ahead and just continue applying your Mod Podge on your paper because you're saturating it. And when you saturate it, it just makes it a lot softer. And so it'll basically shape a lot better than you think. And so once you get these little bad boys done, we're going to go ahead and let these dry. And they will take anywhere from about, I would say 4 to 6 hours. If you want to be safe, I would actually let them dry overnight. So, I would really let them dry 24 hours if I were you. And so we're going to go ahead and just let these little bad boys dry. And it has been a few hours. I believe it's been about 4 or 5 hours that we let these little bad boys dry, and this is the way they look. I really like how they look. So now we're going to use a silver paint, and the silver paint, we're going to just go ahead and brush on some paint, but like with the dry brush, kind of like you've seen me do before in other tutorials for the rosettes and also for the egg carton and stuff like that. So all we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and add some accents here and there. Nothing really special, just some accents. And I did want to go with the silver. I didn't want to go with any of the gold because I have been doing a lot of gold lately. If you guys have been following me, you guys would have noticed that. But, we're on a gold kick, so it's okay. And right here, we're just going to go ahead and do silver, just to give it like a different kind of shabby chic look with the silver. And I really, really know that, I really like how these eggs turned out. I know that these eggs kind of look not so great right now, but trust me, my little crafty monsters, the end result is going to be completely, completely worth it. So we're letting these little bad boys dry. And as we're letting these little bad boys dry, we're going to go ahead and work on the first one that we painted because by then that one's already dried, and we're going to go ahead and attach this little twine onto there. But we're also going to cut all of our little flowers. So first we have to kind of look for the colors that we're going to use. And this is one of my flower bins that I have different colors in here. And each one of these packages has the name written in the front of it. So this is how I know what color I'm basically grabbing. But once I put it on the table, it's a little hard for me to see them. So for the most part, I'm just picking the colors that I know are kind of like an Easter color. And so you can't have Easter without yellow flowers. Yellow and lavender and pink and even cream colors. Those all, to me, they just scream Easter. Those are like typical colors, right? And even maybe like the light blues as well. But for this project, we don't use any blue. I don't believe I do. I think I just stick with like the pinks and the creams and the stuff. And so this is my other bin where I have some other colors. Yes, Jessie has a lot of flowers. And so now it's time to start decorating these little bad boys. So we're going to go ahead and put some hot glue, just a little dot, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap this little bad boy around the egg about 3 to 4 times, depending on how many times you want to go around the egg. It really depends on your preference. I just did it about 4 times, and I started doing these little bows. Now, I did these bows for every single one of the eggs with not having in mind that I was putting 3 flowers in front of these little bows, and those little bows were just basically going to disappear. So I ended up having to think of something else to do in the front of these, and you guys will see we end up doing a bigger bow, and we end up doing like 3 or 4 strands. I believe it's about 3 strands. You'll see. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is these little bows we're making right here, we are totally not going to use those. Jesse just wasted his time making those. And that's just the way it is with crafting, guys. I mean, you just do something and sometimes you don't use it, or sometimes you can't use it and you have to, go a different route. But for the most part, it usually always works out for the better, right, my little crafty monsters? Because the end result of the masterpieces we create, they're always usually super fabulous. So this is the last little egg that we're going to do right here. And then, like I said, we're going to go ahead and start decorating the very front. We're going to add some bows and some flowers and then some little greenery. And then at the very, very last, we're going to go ahead and add those little cute rabbits. But like I said, we're not going to go ahead and film that rabbit part because that was a late decision. And so I didn't get to film that. But I will tell you that they will have these cute little rabbits. You guys are going to love them. They're the ones in the pictures. So anyway, right here, I did this bow and then I put one of the flowers in front of it. And then I realized that's not going to work. So I took that bow off and then I said to myself, now I'm going to have to, redo this whole entire bow, but make it super big and do it a lot of strands. So this bow that we added on here, that one was not going to be the original one either. I thought that just the one strand of ribbon or twine as a bow did not look cute afterwards. And so I said, let's change that up. Let's do something. So on this ones, I decided to triple them to make them look a lot more. And that's what we're doing here. So I just wrap it around my hand and then I tie it in the middle. Well, not tie it in the middle. I pinch it in the middle and then I hot glue that little bad boy in the front. And that's how I'm creating kind of like this little bow look. Now, that I do like. So my original picture in my head looked really fabulous, but it only had the one strand and it had it small. But I think I like this one better. Like I said, the end results are always fabulous. And so just go ahead and make your little fake bow with your twine. And then you're just going to throw your 3 little flowers. I think if you're using like these cute little paper roses, I think that 3 in front of the little egg is perfect. And I think it's cute. I'm assuming you could make a lot more little flowers here and there, but I don't know. For me, I just thought that in the front looked really, really cute. You guys could go even more elaborate. You guys could go crazy and add all kinds of flowers all over and big ones and small ones and all that good stuff. This is just kind of an idea just to get your guys' imagination going, just to give you a little jump start. So anywho, like I said, I've seen some of these eggs at the stores and I've seen either, what was it? Oh, I did see some crafters on YouTube making different kinds of eggs and, they did alter some nice ones. And so I just got, my little mind going, and I started thinking and thinking, and then I just pictured these, and I said, all right, this is the route we're going. So these are the little greeneries. I purchased this little flat kind of thing at the 99-cent store, and it was like this square flat green patch, I guess. I don't know what they would use it for, but I bought one and I cut each little piece sometimes, and I just add little green here and there on my projects. I think it looks adorable. And so that's what we're doing here. We're just cutting these little bad boys and we're adding them to our little huevitos. And after we do this, this is basically where the end of our little tutorial will be with the decorating part of these. But, you know, we do add the little rabbits to 2 of these little eggs. So don't forget the rabbits, guys. The rabbits, we purchased them at the Dollar Tree, and we're gonna go ahead and add those guys. Now right here, I'm just adding those extra 2 little loops. I'm just making some pretend little loops, and then I'm hot gluing those little bad boys behind these greenery, as you see now. That's just to give that effect like the rest of the other eggs, because remember that first one, we just put 1, and that's how we took care of that little bad boy. See? Everything has a fix, my little crafty monsters. And that's it. Welcome back, my little crafty monsters. That's how easy it was to make this little bad boy right here. Look, I added some little glittered huevitos here and there, and it just made them look so much more cuter. There's going to be another tutorial. We're going to slap some cuteness onto this little round kind of wooden drum that we got going on right here. And that's it for now. I hope that inspired you guys to make some decorative little altered huevitos for your little decor. Alright. Little altered eggs for your decor, or to swap with one of your little swapping buddies. And that's it for now, my little crafty monsters. I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed making it for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell icon. You can ring my... Okay, we're not going to start that again. So... hit the little bell icon so you guys will get notified every time I upload a video, because you guys do not want to be missing out on this fabulousness. And don't forget to share and tell a friend, because your friends also need to know how fabulous this is. And see you till next time, my little crafty monsters. Goodbye.